All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday night. Just got a couple of quick announcements, just kind of repeating the same thing that said last week. So, number one is the leadership applications. Of course, if you have not filled one in and turned it in, please do so. I'll be accepting them until next week. So, already got some, but if you're interested in like serving like with worship or like student leadership team or photography or something like that, applications are in the back on that blue table back there. So take one after we get done, fill it out, bring it back next week. And then number two, we have our fall retreat coming up October 9th through the 11th. We're standing Flagstaff Friday, and then Saturday we'll head up to the Grand Canyon, do a tour with a company, and then the rest of the evening we'll be back at our location in Flagstaff, and then we'll leave out Sunday afternoon. Cost is $75, I think. No, it says, okay, there's 100 on here, but cost has been reduced to $75. So that's a steal. That is the greatest steal of 2020 right there. So if you're interested in that, you can either sign up in the band app or more preferably, there's a little sign up sheet back there that will need your t-shirt size. So if you know for sure you're going, put your name down on that piece of paper back there, and then write your name and then your t-shirt size so we can get those ordered for you. But other than that, that's all announcements we got. So tonight, we're going to do a classic game of Simon Says. Now, you all know how Simon Says works, right? Like, Simon says do something and you do it, or if you don't do it, then you're out. Or Simon doesn't say Simon says, then and you do it, then of course you're out. And so we're gonna do it with a twist though. Instead of our normal like lights and everything and seeing everything, we'll be doing Simon Says in the dark with some glow sticks. But here's the catch. The person is Simon or Simone, the female version of Simon, will not be able to speak. They will only mouth what they are doing. And so if I'm Simon and I have my glow stick, and I'll break it open later on. I'll break it up right now. So you get your glow stick. I'm going to come around here so you guys can see what's going on. So you get your glow stick, lights will be turned off, Simon to be like, and then do something with the glow stick. But if Simon doesn't like do like, then he does this and you copy this, then you're gonna be out. The hard part is like trying to figure out what Simon is saying or Simone is saying. Like, are they actually using their words to say Simon says, or are they just mouthing it? Does that make sense? Yes, no, a little confusing. So basically, Simon Says regular version, but Simon can't talk. They can only mouth what they're going to do. Everybody else will be up. You get to see what's going on. So everybody's going to have a glow stick, and Simon's going to emulate what they want to do with their glow stick. And everybody else has to follow suit and have to figure out whether or not Simon is telling the truth or not. And I'll be kind of right next to Simon, so I'll know like if this is like good or bad. And if you get out, then I'll probably just call it your glow stick and I'll point at you like, Zane, you're wrong, you're out. Which more than likely is probably going to happen, but sorry, Zane. Or Zane might surprise us and win. We don't know. Pull off the upset tonight, Zane. Pull off the upset. Like win. Oh, Kayla's here. I'm going to switch around. Everybody say hello. Oh, I was going to switch around. Here we go. Everybody say hello to Kayla. All right. So I'm gonna give everybody a glow stick. If you crack your glow stick open before we start, you will be out. So do not crack your glow stick open before we start.
Oh, you meant practice like I thought you meant like Oh, I thought you meant like it spills. And then you have to force you to drink it. You don't want Mexico.
Wait, no.
Drinking. I didn't know it's toxic. I like somebody glass. Oh my gosh. And it's toxic. Well, people usually know what's in it, and then they know it's not good for your own.
All right, I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can kind of see what's going on here.
All right, so everybody stand up, and we're gonna go to this middle section right here.
I can barely listen when I'm talking.
So let's go our names. All right. So the first thing we're going to decide is one that where the darkness closed. All right, I'm going to kill. The other last one.
All right, this is really dark, so may not be able to see, but we'll see what's going on here.
One, two, three. All right, so all talking. Everybody bring those sticks.
Oh, I have a question. Who was the prostate?
That's right there. All right. So I'm just going to go to that.
So I need to close it.
All right. Sorry, buddy. Ready? Get ready. Next right here on opportunity. All right, so everybody quiet again. No talking. If you talk, you'll be out. If you talk, you'll be out. All right. Now see your hands. All right, so everybody be out right now because he's not saying it out loud. It's not possible. So basically, you have to really guess if Matthew is saying, Simon says, we're doing the motion or he's doing the motion. I know. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do another round. Do another round. Who clap? Raise your voice. All right, all your claps are out. All right, out. You're not jumping around. Down to 4. New Year.
Oh, I mean it. I don't know if you're staying up
All
there.
right, now we sit here.
Nice.
Hey guys, stop running around, just kind of inside. Go. I can check. Go. Objection. Give me a
All right, Kimberly is the winner. Surprise, surprise. All right. So I know that game was very difficult. After you got out on the first round, and the other half of you were just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, is this going? Where am I in? Am I out? What's going on? But thank you for participating. So tonight we're finishing up our series of the new normal, and we're gonna go close things out and just focus in on like what does it mean to live in this new normal now, knowing that like Jesus is in control. And so ever thought and gone somewhere and like looked at the place and like, man, this place is really cool. Like, I like the way this decor is. I like these seats. And then you come back a couple of months later and they completely change everything. Like, there's new renovations, like new decor, new tables. Maybe they changed the menu or something like that. Or maybe you've been to a movie theater and like you gone to sit down in the big seats that have like the reclining chairs and like the big cup holders, and you never want to go back to a movie theater that has small seats, right? Like the ones that don't have reclining seats, like that. You want the upgraded version. Maybe some of you, it's food. You go to the restaurant and you order your favorite thing every time you go there, but then you go one more time and it's no longer there. For example, the Taco Bell menu. So those of you that are going to Taco Bell a lot, this looks fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this menu. But I'll tell you what's wrong with this menu. Yes, that's right. There's no quesarito. Taco Bell this summer got rid of about 10 items that were my favorites. I'm going to read them. The grilled steak soft taco, 7-layer burrito, Nacho Supreme, Beefy Fritos Burrito, on Spicy Tostada, Triple Layer Nachos, Spicy Potato Soft Taco, my favorite. Cheesy Fiesta Potatoes are gone. The Loaded Grillers, the Cheesy Potato, the Beefy Nacho, both gone. Chips and dip. And then finally, the mini skillet bowl for breakfast. All those things are gone. I don't know. This is an uproar. Oh, maybe not at our location. We may be lucky. But most of these things have been phased out at Taco Bell. And so at first, at first you're pretty shocked that like your favorite item is gone and what you normally order is no longer there. But when hunger is more important, you're like, I just gotta suck it up and just get something new. Like my favorite item, like the quesarito, is no longer there, so I'm gonna get maybe the chalupa supreme or something like that. And sometimes, like when you replace your old normal, it may be actually better with the new normal. The same thing goes for movies, for TV shows, for maybe your favorite actors, technology. Like you're watching like the old Spider-Man, and Tobey Maguire is just not doing it for you anymore. And then you get to the new Spider-Man. I can't recall the actor's name. Tom Holland, much better Spider-Man there. Huh? Andrew Garfield. Oh. But you have these different people that kind of upgrade from what you thought was the normal. Sometimes musical artists switch genre. Like, for instance, Taylor Swift, like, started out as country, then she drastically shifted to pop, and now she released like this indie album. Like, some things just change. Your cars get upgraded features, your phone gets updated, and sometimes you don't know how much these changes affect your life and are better until you actually experience it. So I'm going to read something that Jesus said that may sound strange, but once I explain it to you, you'll see how it connects with our normal and our new normal lives. This is from John 8. Well, it says, Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you have the light that leads to life. So when Jesus said this, he was actually in the Jewish temple teaching at the Festival of Tabernacles, or the Festival of Shelters, if you will. Now, we won't go into all the detail about what that means, but basically during this celebration, they had a lot of like lamps and golden lampstands and a lot of lights that were pretty much lighting up the city, kind of like this. And so you have like four different stands divided among the place, like kind of in the temple. You see it right there in the middle there. Kind of hard to see, the picture's really blurry, but you'll see all these lights there. You have like about 2.5 gallons of oil in each one to kind of keep the candles burning throughout the night. And at some point, these lights would be extinguished. But during this time, this was a reminder of God's promise for how he guided his ancestors, the people of Israel, out from the land of Egypt into the promised land. And he guided them by a light by day and a pillar of fire by night. And so the light here represents that night and that light that's kind of guiding the Israelites at this time. And so the ancestors at this time also slept in tents, which is why you get the name the Festival of Tents, or Festival of Tabernacles. But here we have Jesus, who is literally God with us, standing and teaching in this temple, and he's pointing out to the people like, hey, you guys are like living in darkness. Now he's speaking of a symbolic darkness, but he's saying you guys are still living in darkness, and he wants to offer a clear direction and guidance for them and for their life. So all that sounds great, but what does that mean for us? Have you ever watched a scene in a movie where like a guy or a character or a girl like walks into like this dark cave and like they can't see anything until like they light up something, and then amazingly like everything's lit up, I'm gonna show you a clip here from one of my favorite movies here, and maybe this make a little bit more sense.
So as a practice way, you kind of see the stuff that they first discovered. It's like, okay, this turns really cool, and then as the practice is going, we're seeing more and more revealed as a life of who they can build in there.
So you kind of get the illustration there. It's like the rooms, it wasn't super dark, but like they only saw what was in front of them until this torch lit up everything and made everything else shine so much brighter. And so on a smaller scale, this happens a lot of times. You ever been to a surprise birthday party? You know, like maybe you're hiding out, or maybe you're the one that's being surprised, but like it's completely dark. Everybody's hidden away. And then all of a sudden, like you go into the room and then everybody's like, surprise! And like lights are on, like you see decorations, you see friends, you see family, everybody's there. And like they're all here to celebrate you, but it's kind of the same way, like the light is illuminating what you did not see in the darkness. Right now, you may be living in a time where you feel like everything is dark and the changes are like that's happening in the world or with your life are like too much to handle right now. And you may feel like you have no hope. But Jesus wants you to remind you to see the whole picture, to see everything that's outside of what you normally see, and see that there's something bigger in store. He wants to remind you that he is here with you and that he is here to guide you through every step of the way and through all the decisions and challenges you're going to have in your life. In fact, I would say that when you follow Jesus, you discover that this normal life that you lived before is much better when you follow Jesus. Think about it. When Jesus was asked to narrow down God's two most important rules, he said simply this: love God and love, somebody said, love God and love people. So those were the two commandments that Jesus gave as far as his greatest commandments there. And so we're learning, maybe you might be learning like, okay, I need to learn how to love God and love people. Or other times, Jesus' light, his light shines brighter and wider to help you see more than you realize what was actually there. For instance, maybe you thought you were the only Christian in your school and you thought you're like, man, I'm like living this life alone. Like there's nobody that believes the same thing I believe. And then you find out like there's like dozens of other people within your school that believe the same thing you do. And before you know it, you have a community of people you can go to and you can trust with. Or possibly you felt like the life challenges and the things that you're facing right now are too much to handle on your own. But then Jesus reminds you that he is with you always to get through all these things that you're going through. And he's here to help you with the things that you experience in life. So there's so many possibilities. And I have no idea how God may be shaking up what your idea of normal is. But he wants to shine a light in your life. For instance, sometimes, like I said before, God's light is like a flashlight. See, maybe a little sparkle on the floor, like you're not really seeing a lot where you're going, just like where the light's going as a whole. And then other times you have the lights like above us that are very bright. You see the whole picture. So God will speak to us in multiple ways. Sometimes it's like just in the very moment, like we're following his step, not knowing exactly what we're doing. And then sometimes he shows us the whole picture, like this is what you need to be focusing on. This is what you need to be devoting your life to. And so when you follow Jesus and you let his life guide you and remind you of his presence, that new normal that you experience is much better than anything that you discovered before. It may not be as successful or as comfortable as you knew it in the past, but you'll be resting in the fact that God is with you and here to help you every step of the way. No matter what happens the rest of the year, in 2 years, 3 years, on a local scale, in our country, on a global scale, we never really go back to this old normal until we face significant changes in our life. So like if you experience hardship in your life, like somebody in your family passes away, like your family's just never the same with that person when they were there versus when they're gone. but you learn to adjust, you learn to live on, you learn to grow, learn how to live life in a new way despite this person not being here. In the same way, like the changes that we have faced this year, from everything from the COVID to the protests to just everything that's going on in our country, like there's a lot that is pulling at us and making us kind of go away from the Lord. But God wants us to stay the straight path there. For the ancestors and the people they are worshiping back in the Old Testament at the temple, and at the tabernacle, at the festival of tabernacles, when Jesus was teaching, it talks about how much life was better in Egypt. And many times as they're going out through the wilderness, a lot of times they complain. It's like, Moses, you got us out here, like walking in this heat, walking in all this desert land. Like we want to go back to our old place. We want to live there, just live under the subject of the Egyptians and just have our old lifestyle back. But it wasn't until they got to the promised land that they realized how much better their life was, thanks to the presence and the guidance of God. So for you and me today, sometimes it may be hard for us to remember what Jesus wants us to do in life. But if we focus on what we do know and we put into practice the basics like loving God and loving people, then we discover that life is far better when we're living for Jesus versus living for ourselves. And so we're going to continue talking about that in our small groups. Let's pray. Father, thank you for being the light in our life and showing us what it means to follow you each and every direction. And Lord, when the world is dark and we don't know exactly what to do with the life changes that are going on, may we put our hope, our trust, and our faith in you to guide us every step of the way. Help us to become more like you and to be servants as you have called us to be. In your name we pray. Amen. So we're going to split up. We're going to do guys and girls tonight. So have the girls group over here and the guys group over here. And Kayla, since I will be with the guys group, I'm going to put you with the girls group this week. Hopefully the computer doesn't die on this transport. I'm bringing the computer to y'all. Kayla's going to be joining us. You guys kind of talk loud. Got to plug it in. Yes. Yeah.
I missed you. She says hi. I can't read what she said. Did she say something?
Oh, you're good. You're good. Hey, Kayla, let us know if you can hear us or if you need any, if you need me to speak up, okay? Just let me know. I'll let you see your friends.
What just happened?
That's me. I'm watching her game.
Okay, ladies. The first question on our list. Oh my gosh. Okay. What made such a simple child's game so difficult in the way that we played it today? So what was hard about Simon Says?
You couldn't see what they were saying, and you could also hear. I could hear once it got mad. She went.
Okay.
I didn't. You never trust the first one if you can't hear.
Trust. That was what I was saying. Did you trust the person who is?
No.
Who was Simone or Simon?
Actually, Simon. Because Simone is confusing.
Yeah. Okay. So it was the fact that And then just to ask next question. Okay. What difference did the light make in the
Didn't do that.
I think it glows stick.
It didn't do anything. It would have done something if if one was attached to your top lip and one was attached to your bottom lip. You could see it move. See, I think I just thought about it.
Okay, that's nice. Okay.
Yep.
Mr. The third one.
Last. And there wasn't. You can be like, oh, you think I'm gonna do it, but I didn't.
Okay. The fourth, did you say something? Fourth question is, bright lights in our eyes are annoying to people. Bright lights in front of us help us see where to go and are useful. How can these both be symbols for how people think about Jesus? I like that. Can really like that a lot. And yours. That's good. It's really good. I really like that. What have you experienced in life that surprised you when it was improved or replaced when you realized it was so much better than a normal? I know.
So a change that you liked.
Yes.
Disliked.
Yes. Yes. Both. So, what is something that what was improved when you replaced what you realized so much better in the normal version of that you had liked so much? Okay. What have you experienced in your life that surprised you when it was improved? So that's the first part.
What was a change that bettered your life? Oh, friends. Sure. Well, at my school, because of COVID, there was a lot of people that was really annoying. Plus, the educators were really annoying. Now they're gone, and we're the annoying neighbors, and we have less people, so that's a lot nicer. I know that, but I'm testing it. Did I use that word?
Anything else? There is, and I'm gonna see if I can reword it. Yeah, or better. I'm trying to think of an example. Maybe that during the pandemic when I was home and didn't have jobs, the normal would have been going to work. That would have been fine. It was great. And during it was recorded because I wanted to have a job and have something to do for that purpose, but it brought me to a place I'm now on a restless and like getting to just chill for like a month, you know? So I'm thinking that's what the question's asking, but I'm trying to think of it in the light of what he just taught in the game. So the normal way of playing, Simon says, would have been in the light and listening to speaking. This new way was in the dark. We couldn't hear what the person was saying. It was really difficult. So what would have been a good way to make the new way better? A flashlight? Okay.
Like a little.
Yeah. The headlamp.
I'm telling you, the lip idea.
Come on with that. That's what we're going to play with. So, Kayla said, Kayla's off the house.
Much of Jesus' teaching is simple to understand. It's not when it comes to studying God and helping people, when do you need to work on this?
Can you repeat the question?
When it comes to learning God and helping people, when do you need to work on
How to love him more through spending more time with him, then through that it'll kind of come through me and I'll show more love towards others.
I would say people
I really don't like him, so I think it should less hatred.
So there's a form of what's say this week.
I'm sorry.
What is one step that you'll take back this week?
Do not roll my eyes at him every time he tries to annoy me.
I like it.
Yeah, that's well, that's the thing. That's what I'm doing. But I secretly roll my eyes. I do. Excuse me. Oh, me.
Yes. Okay, number 7. It's one thing to say that following Jesus is to a better life. It's another thing to actions. Does someone have a story from their life or someone else you have heard about how they discovered life was so much better after they followed Jesus? So I guess having heard someone's testimony that really impacts about how they followed Jesus. I love that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've heard her speak her testimony. She really describes the love for Christ, really changed your heart, your worldview, like how you treat people. The gospel is transformative. It's meant to change your life, just everything. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of what was testimony that I've heard is in my world. I really like Jackie Dawson. Have y'all heard of the I Am Second videos? There's a girl has been like a they're just like videos of someone sitting in a chair, and then they just kind of like say that testimony. And sometimes they'll play out like the video behind them, plays on there, like different celebrities. I've been doing that.
Yeah, they were on
Different people's stories that people have.
I don't know if that's the story, like, she got in an accident and was like paralyzed. Yeah. Like half her face is paralyzed, wheelchair, and she can still talk, but it's like us still. I mean, she's stuck in a wheelchair. It's not the video that came she's very because of this, she's
Yeah, like I can't imagine to see the artist of and you lose like I would say that would be really hard. You have to really stand firm and be in your word, be in your reality with other women who know Jesus, who love him. Yeah.
I think it's just something that was like it's one thing to say like God, there was one video that you watched. I was going to mention. There was like this little like video that they made with
Easy to
him.
say you're
It's called like the butterfly
lose, everything gets a lot harder.
But he was born and then he was like yeah.
Yeah.
There's this video.
Hey, that's beautiful. That's cool. Yeah, for sure. Oh. Anybody else? Yeah. Okay, so I think I had a question. No, that was question. Okay. So question 8. You want to take it?
What is some kind of source for their power? For us to have Jesus life in our lives, we need to stay connected to Jesus, source of life and power and life. What is a step or habit you will act on this week to help you draw closer to Jesus?
I'm sorry, Kate. The daily reading Bible. You're just dead.
Yeah. What is one thing you do every day, guaranteed? Go to the bathroom. Okay. What else? So that's Lizette's. Go to the bathroom. Your phone? Okay. So phone's taken. That's Nancy's. Brushing your teeth. Okay. That's Alex's. I'm just saying they can't use it as phones
Oh.
because it's already taken.
Oh.
Sleep.
Sleep.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
Trying to think.
That's something you do every day.
I eat food.
Food. You eat food. Okay. Okay. Were you saying something?
Oh,
It could be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what she does every day. Take that away.
You wear shoes every day. Okay. So
She wears clothes. I guarantee she wears clothes every day.
so this is what
That's her idea.
for those things that we do every day, how can you incorporate meeting Jesus in those moments? So
Last minute.
Yeah, hero. When you go in the bathroom.
But my thing was being in the bathroom.
okay, well, yeah, you don't want
it is your job to figure out a way to incorporate it into your daily routine.
Like right on your hand, and then you wash your hand, it'll wash off underneath their
Or you could have the words on your arm like that, and then every time you wash up a little bit higher, so you'd be like, I know that word, and then you'd wash it off. And then I know that word, and then you wash it off.
It's just something to eat with.
Maybe I should train you.
So there's a second one. How can we both encourage you and hold you accountable for what's going on? So whenever you
Macy, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna call you this week. Uh-huh.
Well, one thing I guess I really teach the people in my life, my friends, I try to with my family because honestly, like I don't know people that will be honest with you and will say like you're messing up right now and give me advice on how to do that. So that kind of is what I realized that I'm to be back in because of
Yeah, we need that accountability. We need people
I will accountability.
that we trust to tell us how to do it.
most of you have phones now too. If you have phones or you have access to computers, there are apps you can have a university or telecoms universe or that might be something that you said something about your other phone.
Since I go to Valley, I have iPads and I have the Bible app on my thing, and it sends me daily verses every day.
But I always like if I have some like words on my background on my phone, anywho, I'll always just read the thing like every time. I'm like, oh, that's right, I have that background. Things like that.
Does everyone have a Bible? There's a Bible or like a oh, you have a real one. Whoa.
Mine has my name.
Whoa. I didn't say I don't have I've been Gloria.
I think I have like 7 of them, but only one of them is well enough to hold without songs.
Hey, Kayla. Let us know if you have anything to add. Oh, I don't like this cat. Okay.
She's already smiling.
She did.
Was that smile okay?
This is my face.
Yeah.
else is on there. Oh, she added something. Can someone say hi?
She said, okay. Kayla, Alex says hi. Oh, Lizette says hi. Actually, it's going to take you around. How charged is this? Fully charged.
Oh, true, huh? Okay. Okay.
Hi, hope you've been doing good. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I want to wait until she said hello.
You had your turn.
Hi, Kayla. What's up? I'm going to actually talk to you because all of them don't want to. How was your week? Type it. Type it. I want to see. What's your week like? What's up? She said, what's up, guys? Are you typing? They need little dot things. She's doing good. How about you? I'm doing great. How y'all doing? Comments, concerns, snide remarks? You don't want to hear about that. What is the hardest thing right now? No, this is serious. Like, it's serious. Like, what's been the hardest thing right now? School. And then what's the best thing right now? Oh, food. I agree with that. Like, hey, Jack in the Box has $3 mozzarella sticks. You might want to go get some. Jack in the Box. $4 loaded tacos. They're mini and they're pretty good. Jack in the Box is so good. I mean, it's one of those things you go get at like 11 o'clock, you know, those little late night munchies. Ooh, that sounds good. See, they all think I'm crazy.
I already know that.
I don't see why we have to choose favorite food as long as it's food. Okay. Do we have other stuff? Okay, me and passive.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah. He's been using it all day. All right, Kayla, we're about to pray. So give us a second.
All right, ladies. Y'all have any prayer requests? Yes, Alex. Oh, because of your permit.
Yeah.
Just goes to the side. You didn't say it.
That's awesome.
That's not true.
Yeah,
She is
for sure.
Yeah, I'm better.
Okay, that's awesome. Any other prayer requests?
Say what you say.
Okay, you good?
Good.
All right. Oh, Caitlin, did you have a prayer request? You can type it or say it. I'm not sure.
Oh, heard. Sister.
Your sister.
Yes. For sure, friend. Okay.
Yes.
It's her permit.
If you really want politics or think about politics, I know.
Macy's the loser and is mad.
Look at. What's that?
Wait, are we having a
Bye, Kayla. If you ever need to talk or hang out or something, find me on Facebook, Marissa Wilson. I'm here. We're here. Thanks for joining. We're signing off now. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye, girl. Yay! End.